feeling like I'm Akademiks.
Slightly a sidebar. Finally, and I don't know how long it took it took for us to get this, but Meek Mill. We finally got Meek Mill, who is now giving a definitive answer about a few things, right? Now, remember when he was accused of supposedly fucking Diddy or Diddy fucking him, he would answer every other question but Diddy fuck Diddy, right? And by the way, he still didn't answer that, even now. But for him, maybe he's like, yo, nah, what the fuck? That's not a real question, right? Now, he did address him being mentioned, and he wasn't mentioned by name, but he was mentioned by, this description. It was in Lil Rod's lawsuit. It said the person in question is a popular rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj. Well, the only person that we know is Meek Mill, and they also said the person was from Philly. There's only one popular rapper from Philly that dated Nicki Minaj. It would be Meek. And it basically said Meek was on some gay shit, right? Meek finally has now answered, it seems, okay? So here we go. Where's the answer? Unless I think he may have deleted that. Let me just go to Instagram then. So he says, in the midst of the Diddy on federal trial, I want to bring back up Lil Rod and his lawsuit that was dropped. His lawsuit was not dropped. That's actually very incorrect. His lawsuit has not been dropped, Meek. This is something about Meek. It just always spells stupidity, right? His lawsuit, some of the allegations were not allowed to go forward. For example, there's an allegation of civil RICO. The judge said, you can't bring that into this. What you have claimed as a civil racketeering enterprise, it doesn't match for what we need on a federal civil basis. So they rejected that, and I think they rejected another not charge, but allegation. But the lawsuit still exists. He says, he never said my name, but these blogs amplified the whole agenda against me. That's the thing with Meek, yo. Like, reading is, for a nigga that love to type and you got to read what he got to say and he could barely spell, how the fuck don't he like to read whatever he's speaking about? Nobody just drew Meek Mill's name out of the hat. The guy alleged, again, we could pull up, I think I still have it, like, it's going to be Rodney Jones. Rodney. Lil Rod. Yeah, I'll find it right now on the side. Like, it's in plain letters. Like, one thing with people like Meek is they like being victims. And not only like being victims, it's one of those situations where you have to fact check them. You got to fact check them with the truth, because they'll spin back around, and years later they'll be like, "Oh, that never happened." You know what I mean? Like, no, it did. Let's see, where is this Rodney Jones lawsuit? Liza Gardner. Okay, these were the first early ones. I'm gonna find it in a second. If it takes more than a minute, we'll move on. Rodney Jones. Again, and by the way, I want to put it out there. I don't got no issues with Meek. I told y'all Hip Hop Police has inquired, and, people who are associated with him reached out, and I was just like, listen, we could just ignore each other to ignore each other. You get what I'm saying? Could I find let me find the lawsuit for y'all. I know it's here somewhere. Okay, and by the way, the order on what was dropped was this. Just to, we want to stay factual here. The plaintiff, so this is the Rodney Jones versus Sean Combs. What was dropped is they said the suit alleging racketeer influence and corrupt organization, which is a RICO. Remember, there's RICO in a civil sense is very different than RICO in a federal criminal sense, okay? Well, federal RICO's civilly just different from federal RICO's criminally. So they kicked this out, and they said the Trafficking Victims Protection. It said based on before the court or motions filed to dismiss his business, and the judge then. Let me see. The judge then sorry. Yeah, I think they kick out emotional distress as well. let me just go to the end. Conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, the Combs defendant's motion to dismiss is granted in part and denied in part. The motion to dismiss the RICO claims and negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress and contract claims, those are the motion to dismiss those are granted. It's also granted as to Jones' TVPA claims against Combs Global, which means he could sue them, and the motion is otherwise denied. So the other the other things are still in play. They're still in play. Okay. If I could find, let me see, can I find the original lawsuit? I just want to bring up the original lawsuit, chat. This might be it. This might be it. Yep, I think I got it. And I want to remind y'all, bloggers, because Meek really has his adversarial attitude with the blogs. He thinks they're out to get him. Like, we wake up, we're like, no, we got to get Meek Mill today. Like, today is all about, no. If this is the Rodney Jones versus Sean Combs, look, they sued everybody in their book. Look, right? By the way, she provided a affidavit. She got dropped. Justin still in the lawsuit. Lucian Grange, UMG violated the lawyer for putting Lucian Grange's name in there. Christina Coram is still in there, and they removed UMG, Lucian, Motown, and Love Records is still in it, and Combs Global Enterprise is still in it. So when you go down it, what you'll see is an allegation of, we could just look. He is a rapper, is a footnote that identified it as Meek. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. That said it was Meek, right? Pause on that picture. And it was here. Where's the fifth footnote? Fifth footnote. Remember, this is after they said Combs went as far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a white man. Like, what the fuck? Where's number 5? Hold on. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Mr. Combs informed Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5. Rapper 5 is this Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. So, again, Meek needs to respond to Lil Rod, or Lil Rod made this up. I don't think Lil Rod's reputation is the best right now. I think he kind of looked like he capped on a bunch of stuff. Did he tell the truth on certain stuff? I don't know. But it's not the blogs that made it up. And I have to continually point that out because Meek has a problem with the truth in reading, usually. So he basically says, he never said my name, but these blogs amplify the whole agenda against me. No. He basically says your name. You're a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. He claimed you slept with Diddy. We didn't claim it. He did. It's still this is going to be in the federal courtroom for life. He claims, and by the way, here's the thing. If I was Meek, first of all, I would send him back to school, number one, because you just can't be this. Come on. Anyway, beyond that, what I would say to Meek is, not only should you respond, and you should have responded immediately and say, yo, come on, I'm not gay, I've never slept with Diddy, I've never done anything sexual in or around Diddy's environment, number one. Number two, isn't Rock Nation Meek's friends? Rock Nation defends the hell out of, what's her name? Meg Thee Stallion. Get with Alex Spiro or whoever else and have them try to see if there's legal recourse against Lil Rod from making this allegation that pretty much puts you in the crosshairs of having sex with Diddy. You need to sue Lil Rod. That's what you have to do. You have to try to find a way to sue him or get him to clear it up. He's the one who made the allegation. Okay? You see how Jay-Z handled this shit. Jay-Z wasn't playing about shit. So, again, you're too rich to just be on Twitter just saying incorrect stuff, I think. He says, he never said my name, but these blogs amplified the whole agenda against me. My culture, don't believe it, but it's an attack on my brand. I want to get to the bottom of it. No. In this type of case, we don't want to get to the bottom of nothing, okay? Nothing, okay? Getting to the bottom, no. He said, just to put on public record. And the craziest thing, I've seen at a Puff party is coke vibes. And that's going on at all these parties. I'm from North Philly. I've had millions since I was 23. I don't even want to be addicted to weed. Not judging, but I see it different. Then he continued by saying, and that loose cannon with that Akademiks interview, that was full bait. Also, he's a nobody, saying he just walked up and robbed me. I was running into Suge Knight and Big U when I came to LA. No camera phone vibes. I was showing niggas out there it's more to life with black success. I do believe that now, obviously if I'm clowning Meek, it's that story just sounds too good for me to really look to see if it's true. But I think we could fairly say that story is over embellished. Do I think something happened? I think something happened. But did he take the chains off Meek Mill's neck? When he told me, like, Loose Cannon said Meek took the chains off. He's like, oh, shit, no, you got it, bro. You got it here. No, I don't think that happened. But do I think that was probably an extortion attempt? Maybe not to Meek Mill, but to MMG? Yes. Do I think that other conversations was happening? Yes. By the way, the reason why I would believe that is that Loose Cannon and Big U are arrested for extorting people. Do I think it happened in the fashion that Loose said? No. Yeah. Okay. Just had to, get that, corrected a little bit. Here we go.
So that
going to involve federal prison. This is not the type of crime where he's going to get probation or a suspended sentence. If he's convicted of all of the charges, we're looking at serious double-digit
and potentially life in prison.
Right.
Sex trafficking is minimum 15 years in prison. Transportation doing age of prostitution is a max of 10 years in prison. Which let me follow up that question up with something else. A lot of talk about would he have taken a deal? Was he offered a deal? Maybe offered a deal, rejected it. What would a deal have looked like in this case? And by the way, what would a deal have looked like before trial? And what could a deal look like in the middle of trial? Although it seems unlikely he's going to plead guilty.
With federal sentencing guidelines, the feds really don't offer great deals. You can reduce your sentence by a number of months, but if someone is looking at a potential of life in prison and looking at a minimum of 15...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I know I'm going back a topic here. And I think if Meek wants... There's two things Meek has to do. Three things, actually. If Meek wants to stop getting mentioned with Diddy, he needs to do three things, right? Just flat out come out and be like, yo, hey, listen. For the people that may not know me, because I think everybody knows me and how I get down already. I am not homosexual, and I've never done anything homosexual. And if anybody got any proof that I've done something homosexual, bring the 100% proof and put some money on it. Okay. He finally addresses that he's not gay. Second of all, this pool video it's always gonna haunt people. It look crazy. Did you hear that man call you daddy? And why does he say you keep deserving it? What do you deserve? Just explain the video. Now, here's the thing. This might be one of them videos that don't look good. Probably speaking on it makes it look worse. But again.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Okay. We just need you to explain that one. And then we just need you to explain this, the third and the last thing. Meek Mill matching outfits, Diddy. We just need to know how the hell did y'all end up at the same party, the same event, at the same time, and you're leaning in like Cassie. How the hell did you have the same clothes on as Diddy? That's all we need. If he gives those three explanations, I think he kills this topic. But he got to explain how the hell he got the thigh pose on, holding the drink like this, and he got the same outfit on. As long as he explained these three things, we're done talking about Meek and Diddy. I'm serious. That's it. It's pretty simple. First thing is, nigga, I ain't gay. I ain't never done nothing gay. And if anybody can prove I did something gay, come on, I got some money for you. I got to have proof I actually did it, not hearsay. Number one. All right, number two. Yo, why the hell was that man calling you daddy? Why the hell was you in the pool like that? What was going on in the pool? Were you scrambling and scraping? We need to figure out Just an explanation on what was going on. And maybe he could have been like, yo, bro, I was off the 10th shot of Ciroc. It was a party. Mad people were there. And like, yo, shit, I was about to pass out in the pool. I didn't even hear it. I didn't hear him call me daddy. Okay? Whatever. The third thing is, how the hell you and Diddy wearing the same clothes? And were y'all wearing like matching briefs? We just got to know. Like we just have to know. Because these is like 3 things that have been really. After this, I think, you know, people are going to say whatever about him, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, he could just ignore it at that point. Because to me, it would be answered all the things that we would care about. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up a video. Yeah, there's no video. Somebody said Meek explained this before? The matching outfits? Oh, did he?
YouTube. Shit.
And his parties. Meek said, just to put that on record, and into Puff, I was salty we had on the same thing, but
Oh, so he responded to it today. Okay. Yo, Meek. Yo, Meek coming in like after the game with the game winner. Yo, you know he could have said this like dumb long ago. Meek might be like me in the sense of he don't see responses. He just tweet. Because niggas been asking this shit for dumb long. Did he delete that? Or I can't see it. Like, where is it at? Where is it at? Nigga says story time. Okay. Anyway, it looked like he deleted those tweets. Sorry. But apparently
YouTube.
Apparently he said it here. It says story time. I guess somebody actually said story time. LOL Coachella. Stopped at Maxfield, LA. Grabbed a silk type Gucci set because people said it would be hot. Then jumped on a chopper. Yo, even in explaining that he ain't gay, this nigga's flexing. Yo, story time. Yo, I had to go get the silk type Gucci set because people said it was gonna be hot. I jumped on a chopper. Okay, fly private only. I landed. I ran to Puff. I was salty. We had on the same thing, but shit wasn't nothing to a king. We all got the whole store. Okay, all right. All right. Not a bad explanation. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bad explanation. But why he ain't say it till now? Like niggas been the way he used to avoid that. Remember when they asked him and he was just like, man, fuck academics. They're like, bro, just say you're not gay. Like, why you just mad at act? Fuck that nigga, I'm about to beat him up. Damn. Okay.